What would you say that the key to a long life is? How do you?
To keep a long life,
Mm-hmm.
love your parents. Love your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, he said, and you may have a long life ahead of you on this earth which you live. Don't give up on them. The one that he brought you in this world. Love you.
So love your parents.
Uh-huh.
And what about physical things to do that you say would it be like healthy things to do?
Health.
Mm-hmm.
For your health,
Mm-hmm.
you take care of that. You know, just what I was saying a while ago, all this drinking and all, that don't do nothing but tear up your body. I don't drink. I've tried to. I don't tell nobody. I tried. It didn't do me nothing.
No drugs.
Not a thing but sick. It was tearing in. And I also smoked.
Cigarettes. Tobacco.
Mm-hmm. And I had chewed tobacco. And that's my friend. And I tried dipping snuff.
Mm-hmm.
All that kind of junk. I was young, teenager. It didn't do nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it down and let it alone. I came in good health and everything. And most of all, I never talked back to my mother. I never said she wasn't no good, or my daddy. My mother didn't lie and nothing like that. And if the older children, I'd honor them. And, you know, like my brothers, they all was much older than me. They had children the same age of me. And so they just looked like my mother and father, you know. And we just honor. And
so just love your family. No matter what their flaws are.
That's right. You love your family.
So what do you say is the biggest change in the black family, that they don't love each other as much?
Well, it's because you can't spank your children now. Listen to me. When they took prayer out of school, they took prayer out of school, and then you can't read. Well, they do Bible. They don't have those places you can't read that, and just a whole lot of.
Can't spank your children.
Can't
you think that's a big thing?
You might hit one of your kids now. You know, here just about 2 weeks, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, on a plane, one woman, one of the children wouldn't mind. She always whooped him, spanked him down. You know, they took her children.
They took her children because she spanked them on the plane?
Yeah, they took them. They was on the plane and they knew, just playing in my hand for you. They took her children. If you put one of your kids in there and hit him, and they hollering, going on like that, you spank him, say, now you stop that. And they would call the police on him.
So that's a big thing that's changed then?
Yeah, that's a big change right there. When you children, when I was going to school, you didn't know your lesson teacher would spank you. They didn't do nothing about it, but learn you. And you get home and they find out, they spank you again. Now, let one spank. Now, then what they do, they put your kid in one room and you in another one. And then they question the kid and they come back and talk to you. You don't say hit your kid. And you know, now they know it. And you hear them now, you run to the phone call to have you arrested.
What do you think that what do you think has changed as far as money being such a focus in people's life, that how do you feel that has affected the family?
What, that people's life?
Yeah, like how people are so focused on getting money.
Getting money? Well, all I can say, like things is right now, it is pretty tough work. And them that is out of a job wants a job. And then there's a lot of them that don't want no job. They'll hurt you to get money, but they don't want to work for it. That's the most important thing in life, that you have to be careful now. You maybe you got a job, you working. There come along some thug, ain't gonna work and don't want to work, and kid you will do anything to you if you ain't got but a dime in your pocket. They just gonna find out what you is got. You got they gonna take it if they can't.
And do you think that money has broken apart the family?
What?
Within families, do you think that money has broken them up?
Well, a lot of people separating because you know their job, they killing themselves and doing everything because they out of a job. And one man killed his whole family because he's out of job. It's good. Everything is going, I say, real crazy. Look like they just go crazy because they got no work, they out of job, and they done lost their home. And one man killed his wife and his kids too.
A lot of people have been doing that.
Yeah,
Since-
killing his family up. It's crazy. They just,
Because you said back in your time when people didn't work, they would come together to help each other, right?
that's right. Now back in 1928 and 29.
Was it depression?
It was a panic then. But you know, they would kill their cows. The government was killing them up and people were digging deep trenches and bulldozing them holes all of 50 and 60 feet long and wide, and they killing their cows, dumping them in them ditches.
Why?
And killing them up because they said they had too many. It was a real crazy thing.
So in the late 1920s, the government was going to.
29. It's a partial time, just like it is now. But people went along with it. But now,
People didn't kill each other
no,
or kill themselves during
no,
that time?
they didn't kill each other, and they didn't. People went through and they killed them cows and butcher, and they put them in their wagon and get beef and go through the country and just almost give it away.
And disperse it to the other people?
Give it to people because it was them big fine yearlings, you know, and young, they would kill them, and they would not go and bury them, kill them, and put them in ditches, all like that. A whole lot. My mother used to buy it. They come along and be, then fine fat yearlings, you know, and all like that. They just cut half of it. You can carry it, but people didn't have refrigerators and no nothing like that.
Yeah, how did they keep the meat fresh?
You could take and put it in bags, and they would deep trench and put the shaving from it and fill it in, and they put big bags of ice on that meat, and they cover it up with that ice. When you go there to take it out, when it'd be good and cold. And my mother would take it, we'd have beef stew, or else she would cut it would be steaks and all, you know, and the soup bones and all that. They do that before they put it in this shaving, in this ground hole. And they put all that shaving in there, and that meat's is bagged up, you know, and they put it down, and that shaving right over them bags, and that bags of ice, that ice stay there for days, covered up in that shave on top of your meat. When you go there, like you got that refrigerator, be cold. And my mother, them, the shaving and stuff couldn't get to the meat, you see. They had it in that bag as what they called it, and it was netted, like. And then they put the other bag over again, and they put in that ground, put that shaving over it, and cover it.
And that would keep it fresh?
Oh, it'd be there for weeks.
Okay.
And they have big bags of it.